What's good, y'all? As part of my preparation for competing at Frosty Faustings, I entered some online tournaments for Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising to get in some quality practice. The most recent one I played in, Conmate Clash, featured what I believe to be my best bracket performance yet in this game. Stacking some big wins over big-time players with some great game plans and gameplay resulted in a run I'm extremely proud of. So today, I want to review how I made this run happen in some key matches, note the points of massive improvement, plus what I can do to get even better for future tournaments. Now let's go ahead and look at some film. So this first set that I want to talk about is going to be the one that I played versus CharChar in Winterside, and I learned a lot from this set. I first of all had the game plan of going into this set of just being the better fighting game player versus trying to be a better Vira player, because CharChar has so much more experience with this character and in this game than I do. I think he has like 32,000 games or something like that, which is 4 times as much as my own game count. It was just a matter of just being a little bit more fundamentally sound and try to play into overall fighting game concept versus just trying to one-up him with his own character. Alright, so you see right here, already getting hit first. I'm in the corner. Fall for the 2L and the 214M, which is pretty good. I want to use that a little bit more. That's a pretty dastardly throw bait there. And I get thrown a couple of times. So you're seeing the game getting away from me really fast. And then it just runs up and does ult DP. Perfect to start the set. So not off on the good foot. You can kind of see the issue already of me letting everything happen. I was very, very passive. I don't really think that I represented myself at all. And then in the corner, I was just taking the throw, not representing any sort of challenge defensively or in neutral. So that allowed CharChar to really take control of the pace of the game and just run away with it. And you saw that it ended up with a perfect. Already, I'm kind of thinking to myself, be a little bit more assertive. So I tried fighting back right there. So you see a little bit more of what I'm thinking about here, but I still get thrown. But just from the round start, you can kind of see what I'm alluding to. That first round, there was a lot more of just me doing nothing. I opened with that 2M. Walk back after the Darkane, which is a bit of a problem. You try to reinitiate there after Darkane with the 6XL, but it gets stuffed. So here I'm already looking at these points of interactions being like, okay, walking back, not necessarily the best thing. Initiating with 6XL, not the best thing. So maybe I just stick out a button to reclaim space. So we'll see if I get the chance to do that because I'm back in the corner. Tries to do the 2L into the 5U. I'm not going for that. That is 30 frames. I'm not unked yet. I am below the age of 30, even though my hair does not look it. Here we go. I can get something going a little bit here after I got that throw. After the clash, I lose. Give us space. Look at that 2M and then throw out that 5H. Just throwing out hitboxes. Eventually, he does run into it. And running in this game is committal. There's no dash blocking. So if I do throw out a button, it's actually going to be very helpful in terms of catching somebody who is dashing at me, trying to get something started. If it's like a 6XL or just a run up into a close normal. Having a far H going to the 2-2U, really, really big here. So bit of a tweak that I can build on going forward. But for this round, I'm already in a much better spot. I got the throw bait that I wanted there, but a little bit late with that close heavy. And I end up mashing into the frame trap. And that, I believe, is all she wrote because Vira damage when she has the meter is ginormous. That's off of a freaking light starter, by the way. Holy moly, this character is good now. CharChar closing it out right there. I was just letting a lot of things just happen to me. If I'm going to implement the game plan that I had going into the set, then I'm gonna have to really represent myself more so I can give myself a fighting chance. He doesn't just get to run his game. I need to be able to run my game as well. I can't do that when I'm always just putting myself on the back foot, or rather letting myself get put on the back foot early and often. So now here in game 2, we will see if I get a little bit less passive. Does a round start jump right there. I do anti-air it, which is very interesting. Don't really know why he went for the jump, but he welcomed the free damage. Oh, got hit low. Luckily didn't confirm off of it. Good tech on the throw. See, I'm not just taking the throw. I'm at least responding. I get thrown there. And even right there, even though it didn't work out, I get 6XL. But note right here, after the throw here, they go for that empty jump. And I just get that 5L real quick here, that fuzzy mash, just as a representation of a challenge. So I'm not just lying down and taking it. But now is getting in real dire straits because I got hit by that 6XL. And now I'm thinking to myself, if I don't do something here, I'm gonna die. So I swing that far H, and this is actually pretty crazy. So after this 6XL, I get Brave countered. They 6XL, they go into Dark Gain, and even though I'm -2 here, I'm just like, I gotta fight back or else I'm just waiting to die. So I just swing out that far H, see if I can catch something whiffing, especially since the 6XL happened at a really weird range because it was very far away on block. So I'm sitting here looking at the spacing and just going, you know what, far H, what's the worst that can happen? Bam, far H, counter hit, going to the 2-2U. Vira has no BP on CharChar's end, so this combo is going to do a ton. Heavy starter, look at how much health just evaporates from this. And this is all really just because I gave myself a fighting chance. I didn't just wait to let CharChar do something. Even when I was -2, after that dash L, I said, basically, I just got to give myself a chance. If I just fight back, this will go a lot better. And I made the comeback because of it. And so now I'm thinking to myself, I got to do this from the word go. And you see from the start of this round 2, look how much more active I am. 6XL, far M, far H, just throwing out more hitboxes. And I think I do round start 6XM is just a whole bunch of stuff for me to show them what's good. And even then, the Lumi comes out after this far H anti-air, Brave counter, boom, 6XL. I don't just sit back, I immediately challenge, a lot more aggression, completely different look from the first game. Night and day right here, night and day. And look, CharChar already in the corner, and I believe this is the first time of the set that CharChar is in the corner, and you're seeing how much dividends that it is paying currently. All right, I got them to jump out of the corner, and then they run in. Once again, very committal in this game to run in. I'm not sure what they were looking for here, but I'm willing to take this risk at this point, because the health disparity after this BC is ginormous. I have a lot more resources than they do. They have 0 BP. I have 2 BP. Pretty much all my health left. When this BC happens and I tech this throw, I'm thinking to myself, I can afford to challenge here. Even if they route into super, it is not the end of the world. So as they run at me, far L, boom, just again, giving myself the chance and playing into the habits of my opponent, not letting CharChar get started, basically just saying I'm going to set the pace based on my own volition. Additionally, playing that long game of draining the bravery points by getting the brave counter out of CharChar really does help, because you see how much more reward I got from the combos that I would get once I opened them up defensively. All of that damage really added up to 20%, 50% extra on each touch, because I was just willing to say, all right, if I'm going to be active, they can't keep brave countering. Bravery points are a finite resource, so at some point they're just going to have to be fidgety, because I'm seeing that they want to do something on defense and in neutral a lot. Both of those aspects really complemented each other, and that was the idea that I had of just having a better foundation of a game plan. And so now we're tied up 1 game apiece. Right, and immediately round 3 started off 6-6. Like, look at this activity. Round start, 6XM again, catcher, got a little bit, I think I was looking out for DP here or something, I'm not quite sure, but it allowed me to get swept. But even then, not taking that lying down, boom, immediate DP on the 5U. Yeah, I got counter hit for my aggression. But look, DP once again, I'm showing that I'm fighting. I'm putting up the dukes in game 3. I'm not letting game 1 happen again where you just get to walk all over me. I'm telling CharChar, we're both playing this game, and I'm having more fun playing the game right now than you. Run up 6XM, put out the Lumi, take up space behind it. And then even after I blocked the 6XM, remember how in Game 1, when I blocked the Darkane, I sort of just walked back, and I think I only reinitiated using 6XL once, but I just kind of walked back after being -4. But right here, even after blocking this 6XM, what do? I run right back, make my presence known, and then I just get the hit because of it. I just keep putting myself in a position to play the game rather than just letting CharChar do what he wants. Now already I have install, I have them in the corner, I'm in a really good spot. Once again, challenge the far L. They got antsy because they were running out of resources to play defense and neutral with. Anti-air close H. Close the round. Beautiful, beautiful stuff right there. And then once again, look at what happens after this 6XM. 6XL, just make my presence known. Keep playing the game, stay in his face, just running him down, and then again, getting him to be antsy, get the jump, counter hit, close heavy conversion on the anti-air. This is really good stuff. Oh, okay. Okay, so one of my favorite things about fighting games, especially when I'm reviewing stuff, is when I get to see little things like this. It just showcases things that I have been working on, and just seeing it happen in an actual match is awesome. This corner offense is something that I'm really, really proud of. I get them to run into this close heavy. One pattern that I noticed about myself in this game is that I really like to reinitiate offense by maintaining close-up pressure, but sometimes, actually a lot of times, I will get matched on and challenged, and I will lose my turn. What's another part of the toolkit that I can add in order to maintain that corner position? What I remember from other people is that they will put me in this Granblue zone after they get pushed out from a blocked normal. And this position right here is very scary because you can put out a far normal, you can stuff something with a 6XL, you can catch a jump out. There are just a lot of different things that you're doing and can threaten your opponent with. They have to take a risk to be able to get out, and it's harder for them to choose an option at this spacing when I can cover so many different things. The jump out has been something that I'm seeing, so I'm looking for that. They could try to dash out at me, so I'm sitting at a spot where 6XL could whiff, or I could catch them running like I have been doing with like a far H, a 2M, a far M. There's just a lot of stuff that I'm covering. And also I have the added fear factor of having meter because I have 73%. So ultimate Darkane with heavy attack property and priority could crush a lot of the pokes that he would throw out here and get a combo because we're in the corner. There's just a lot of things that are very scary about this position that I have them in, and I've been undervaluing it, but in this sequence here, I do a really good job of utilizing it, and I caught them running out. Far H right here, big counter hit. Link into the 2-2U, good confirm. And now it's a guess for game situation. Catch them low with the 2L. That's game. We didn't start out well in this set. We really did not, but we made adjustments to the game plan. The first game was very much me being overly passive, letting CharChar have his way. And again, as the person who has more experience with Vira, has more experience in this game, that's gonna be very advantageous to him because he will be able to play a game that I may or may not be ready for. If I give myself a chance to fight back, you see what happens. I was able to really derail the pace that CharChar was trying to play at, and then I made him very uncomfortable, and that played into the game that I wanted to play, which is just force him into a mistake. And not only that, but just being able to maximize the reward that I got from touches that were allotted to me because of said adjustments. And as such, we take the 2-1 victory over a very strong player. So at this point, I'm feeling good. We'll see what we can carry into the next set. So the next match that I want to talk about is the subsequent set that I play versus Seika, which is the winner side top 8 qualifier. Pretty good Zeta, and Zeta not a character that I get to play against a lot. I don't believe that this matchup is great for Vira. I don't think it's like impossible or anything. It's not a doomer matchup, but I think it's one that can present some problems for her. So I did have a little bit of trepidation going in here, but game plan here was basically just, okay, try to play around her special defensive tool in Rhapsody, the parry. But early right here, you're seeing a little bit of what we saw in that first set versus CharChar, taking the throws every now and again and already have my back to the corner, which is a pretty good spot for Zeta to put Vira in, because she can really do a good job with corner offense against really any character, but against Vira especially. All right, but this time a little bit earlier on the DP. And yeah, this right here is one of the first big problems that I find in this set that determines how it goes. So after this DP, you see here, Seika wakes up and does 6XL. And I think he's doing that because he knows that I am trying to look out for parry. Like I said, going into the set, I was very mindful of trying to play around parry. So he's seeing that as an opportunity for him to steal his turn. Because if I'm looking out for parry, I'm not gonna 6XL him, because that's just gonna lead to me getting parried and put back into the corner. So I am basically either trying to run up for a throw or run up weight, just do something. And that gives him additional time to steal the turn back. And he does that with this wake up 6XL. And I'm right back in the corner because I'm a little bit hesitant trying to play around that parry. No big deal. I just kind of guessed wrong there. Not a ton of damage, but I'm back in the corner. Not great. Yeah, just running to 6XL again. But while I didn't take a ton of damage from the wake up 6XL that I received from trying to read parry, it did put me back into a position where Seika could take the round. So that was probably the big turning point there. Got the anti-air here. Big conversion here. I love the fact that I get that conversion now. And even right here, check this out. I get the hit and I put them back in the corner. And what do they do immediately when I put out Lumi? And I'm looking, I don't know what I'm looking for here. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I'm looking for parry again. And then they just immediately do far L into 5U. So right there, that should have told me they're trying to steal their turn and I need to stop them from doing that. Who cares about parry, especially since she's already in the corner. If I get parried, it's not a big deal. I may get corner to corner, but again, it's not something that I should be overly thinking about there because it gives Seika a chance to fight out, and that's exactly what they do here. And I'm in the corner anyway, so you'll see how that goes. I do love the defense that I have like up against Pogo and in the corner. That was pretty good this game. All right, got the 5L anti-air. Going to Raging Strike, wake up 6XL. Once again, this is Seika on wake up, just trying to steal turns. From right there, the 6XL. I could have just thrown something out there because I definitely had the advantage. And the lead. Didn't get the clash recognition that I wanted. Pogo, that'll happen to you. Jump low, ult DP, give myself a chance. And this was just tragic. This was so tragic. The one time that I actually go for a meaty, I'm too early on the 2L and I get thrown on wake up. So I was right, but I was wrong. And that kind of sucked because it lost me the game. It wasn't why I completely lost, but it does kind of sting that it happened that way. I will say though, that again is just a note of Seika just doing something to steal their turn back, and they got the throw there. So between the wake up 6XLs, the wake up throws, the wake up far L, bells should have been ringing. Alarms should have been going off in my head. Stop trying to play around parry because Seika's modus operandi is to keep up their turn as much as possible. They know that I know that they have a very strong defensive tool in Rhapsody. They know I'm trying to play around that, and it worked out really well for them in game 1. So game 2, that has to be the adjustment that I have to make. All right, so moving neutral here, but again, get the active defense, DP, 2 for 2 or 3 for 3 is something like that. Very successful with the active defense. Okay, and I love this jump out here too, because one thing that I do know from my experience with Zeta players is that a very strong way that they sequence their offense is to do 5U on block into another 5U. It's a really good way to catch a button like far M because she's a little bit further away. Far L could also get stuff potentially. So here I'm just like, all right, either I'm not gonna engage with it by swinging at it, or I do what I do here, just jump out over it and get the jump in JH. So I like the different varieties of active defense that I'm showing in this set, the DP, the jump outs, just, again, not taking it lying down, boom, And then I have them in the corner. And this time when I put out Lumi, check this out. I get the meaty close heavy. I don't care about Rhapsody, and I just do my dance. She's not quite dead yet. But I have her in the corner. Really good advantage. Almost near chip out. And then immediately able to close the round with the heavy Scarlet Oath. So big difference there in that round was just saying, one, we are going to be active defensively. We're not going to let them open the game like they did in the first game and how we did against CharChar in the first set. We are going to play the game, get the DPs that have been successful, and then getting that jump out over the 5U reset attempt. When we had them in the corner, we kept up our advantage by not letting them steal their turn. The meaty close heavy led to big damage with the Lumi Oki. I like the adjustments there. So we're already off to a really good start. DP once again, we're doing a really good job with that. I'm pretty sure none of them have been blocked so far. Couldn't quite get the whip punish on the Rhapsody. All right, still in the corner, nothing crazy. But then bam, activity on defense once again. And then a cheeky 5U here because I felt like it. But again, the activity here, once I'm in the corner, they run up, boom, immediate 5L. And I think, honestly, the 5U is always gonna kill me. Why the active defense works is because Seika probably smelled the fear of Rhapsody from me and think that that's going to translate into all the aspects of my game. So I'm just going to be very passive, very hesitant. And me showing them more aggression on defense and more assertiveness was something that they were not necessarily prepared for. So that allowed me to steal my turn back when the way that I had been playing up to that point was allowing Seika to do the same. All right, I get ult parried. But even then, Ultimate Rhapsody, sure I get hit by it, but look at the damage that it does to me. That's not a lot of damage right there. Even though she gets a safe jump here, it's really not the end of the world because I haven't been really threatened by her offense, especially at mid-screen. And I get parried there. Funny thing about this interaction too, is that I lab this a little bit later, is that if I get this Brave counter hard knockdown and I set up Lumi going to 6XM, I actually have enough time to anti-air her here with close heavy. Like right here, boom, I could do a real fast close heavy. She gets anti-aired before the JU comes out. And I actually could put her in the corner with a combo. So yeah, she tried to run up with a throw there, but I'm able to punish the early throw with a 5L. Get some pretty good damage here. Put her at guess for game territory. But then again, you can kind of see it here too. And I guess it makes sense too because she does have reversal super, so I'm kind of wary of that as well. But I put out Lumi, and then I just run up and block, and she just puts out 2L here. So I'm letting her get out of jail, but it's, again, nothing crazy. I'm still not dead yet, but it's just a lost opportunity here. And more tragedy struck, unfortunately. Did not catch the recovery of the dodge. Far L lost to 2U. And yeah, lost the round. But it's okay, it's okay. Your resolve must be impervious to misfortune. Daigo Umehara. Still got one more round to play. In the corner, get Zeta early again. XL. See right here, I'm doing a little bit better. Just keeping up offense, not necessarily being afraid of parry. Like after the Darkane hits, run up 6XL. Got the counter hit on the 2M because Seika, again, trying to steal their turn back. Couldn't quite convert off of it, but it's okay. Back in the corner, unfortunately, but here we go, 5H. We love Vira 5H. Raging Strike confirmed because I need to even out the life lead. And then I go for air throw there. I probably would have just been better keeping the corner. But even right here, check this out. She goes for parry right here. She does the lunge, doesn't quite get anything other than putting me back in the corner. And that's not a lot of life. The risk assessment that I've just had about playing around parry to this point has not been good. I really think that cost me a lot in this set. That might be the key determining factor, honestly. Corner defense pretty good. I'm not walking into things. Being very disciplined, but still trying to walk out, give myself a little bit of space. And then boom. Whip punish the 6XL with far L. Not quite enough resources to kill. And what did I say? I ran up after the combo, looking to throw. Seika stealing their turn. Backdash because they know I'm looking for parry. That's it. So, yeah, I think really the big takeaway from this loss was I was just way too scared of parry when honestly situations didn't really call for it and I didn't need to be, especially after the first game. Seika showing me that there was a more imminent threat of them stealing their turn back because of the threat of parry rather than the parry itself. And I should have made the adjustments in game 2 after losing the game 1 in the fashion that I did. Adjustments were not made in a timely fashion to help me win that set. I did do some good things, but ultimately that is what cost me. Lose to Seika, it's okay. Still have the chance to qualify for top 8 through losers, and I do that up against a Lancelot. I'm not going to review that set because I only want to review the 3 sets that I feel like have the best takeaways. But if you want more of an extended version of these videos, definitely let me know in the comments and I can do more sets. But for this one, I just wanted to narrow it down to 3 because there's already a lot to talk about and I don't want to waste too much of y'all's time. And with that, we will wrap it up with one more set, my losers top 8, round 1 versus Kazunkai. So we start things off here, black flies, a little bit of that zoning game. I run into it, kind of pitting myself in the corner. And you see the BC right here, another BC right there. Very early activity on defense, this time not panning out. Big punish right there, down to 1 BP, so I'm already not in the best spot. But right here, though, I like this because I'm already setting a tone for the rest of the set. That dive kick is not going to be okay. You don't just get to float up in the airspace for free because I have this really strong button in Vira JM to meet him up there and challenge them so he can't do dive kick very easily because it'll catch a startup. And if he just sits up there with a lazy jump, I punish him there. So I already like representing that, and I love representing this as well. So check out the spacing that I'm playing at right now. After this throw, as Vira, I think it's very important to be sitting at this spacing against Beelzebub, especially where he does not get the ability to throw out black flies for free and zone her. You always have to be in a position right here so that you can do 214H on the drop of a hat and catch the startup, get a good hit. And speaking of good hits, Far L did not hit, but I got lucky because Darkane did it still. And I think that's more damage because that was a 6XL starter otherwise. Now we've got him in the corner. Hey, look, okay. So the Seika set, I was very unlucky at times. So I feel like I'm owed a little bit of love from Lady Luck in this set. Cut me some slack. But we get the comeback factor there, and it was off the back of some pretty good play around Beelzebub stuff, especially that rising JM and just being in a spot for that 214H on black flies. I think that's really good. So here we go, getting started. Run up to L. So I open him up here. Ooh, get him in that far H while I have him in the corner trying to play that far quarter offense game. And I actually didn't know that he got this side switch route. That's really cool. Bubs is such a cool character, man. I love this character. It's a shame that I think that he is a headache for Vira to deal with, but he is so cool. All right, I get opened up one more again. And that is a lot of damage because it's Bubs in the corner. Going into round 3 of game 1. and then run up to L. So we saw a little bit of that in that last round, and I go back to it. And at this point, I'm thinking to myself, this run up to L has caught him a couple times. So we are gonna need to keep that in the back pocket, or really the front pocket, and make good use of that, especially when we're in neutral and he's trying to retreat. All right, now check this out too. That spacing that you want to stay at against Beelzebub as Vira. You always need to be at a point where he cannot do black flies, because right here, I block the Chaos Caliber, I'm right back in there, 6-6M, hard knockdown counter hit on the startup of ultimate black flies. Super important to maintain that spacing in this matchup, and I'm glad that I did a really good job of that between the 214H and the 6-6M here in this round. And you see that those were big hits that set up great positioning in order to maintain advantage over Beelzebub in what's otherwise a tough spot to claim as Vira. Get that hard knockdown, block the BC. 2M, keep them in the corner. Couldn't quite get the DP read. And then the 5H on the teleport. Oh, I wish I converted into 2-2U there. I would have felt like such a boss. But it's okay. Dive kick. Oh, a little bit off on the timing on the spot dodge against charged black flies. But then alarm bells going off in my head. I think I've played against too many Beelzebubs because I knew exactly what was about to happen here. Because I'm like, okay, I have 2 BP. He can put me down to 1 BP if he gets super. But I recognize that I'm going to get combo limit at this route. And so I'm just like, this is a command grab super reset. He's trying to go into Anthem. He's trying to just absolutely steal the game. So I'm holding up right here. I'm like, I'm not having any part of that. And we get the punish on that accordingly. Big Vira combo. Average damage Vira combo in the big 2026. And the read on the Anthem gets me the game. So rare footage of me not getting scooped up by a command grab because I'm very susceptible to that in a multitude of games. I did a great job of maintaining spacing against Beelzebub to catch the startup of how he would like to zone. And then that early shutdown of the dive kick may be forcing Kazunkai to say, okay, we need to play a little bit more of that grounded game, because Zoma and Vira have shown that Rising JM are a problem for me trying to just float up there and threaten dive kick. So basically, just always being problematic in that first game was what got me the game. That was a really cool throw, babe. Again, Beelzebub is so cool. Again, off on the timing of the black fly spot dodge. Not great, not great. Also not great getting throw baited again. So yeah, active defense being very, very fidgety. Cost me that round 2. So I tell myself at this point, okay, gotta calm down, be more disciplined on defense, because the first round of game 2, first round of game 1 went very similarly. A little bit of hastiness on the defensive end. I gotta just play a little bit more patient ball, slow down the tempo, you know, don't have to play the 7 seconds or less. We could use the full shot clock in this game. And that starts right here with the black flies. You know, I got killed for trying to spot dodge it, so I'm not gonna do that this time around. I'm just gonna block it. It's okay. Not gonna try to risk the spot dodge timing not working out. And then check it out, run up to L. Once again, like I said, I gotta use that as my main open up tool. And open up, I'm coming to knocking with the cheeky 5U setup. Get the install going. And just as quickly as they took that first round, I'm back to take the second round, baby. So a little bit of discipline can go a long way. Started off pretty well, just not getting myself killed. And then getting my chance there, run up to L, the GOAT. And then right here, hard knockdown up against the startup of black flies. 6-6M, gotta be the MVP here. Just immediately being able to snipe the startup of the fireballs from Beelzebub, getting that counter hit state, getting that hard knockdown, being able to set up Lumi, press the advantage. Huge, absolutely huge in this matchup. We get the DP here, and I just say, you know what? Even up against charged black flies, that last game, I would have gotten hit there. Or that first round even, I would have gotten hit here. But he puts it up after the DP. And I just say, you know what? I'm not falling for this. And I'll just DP afterwards and then get the run up to L. So I'm firing on all cylinders right now. Get the 5H to hit. He teleports out. That's okay. Doesn't get a huge combo here. And I block Black Flies. No DP this time around, so I get thrown a couple of times. But again, just not letting myself fall prey to the same mistakes. Just saying it's okay for me to just block Black Flies here. I'd rather that than get hit for trying to dodge him. All right, but I also want you to look at this right here. You can see that I only want one thing at this point, and it's disgusting. Look at the ranges that Kazunkai is playing at here. I see that far H whiff. I'm like, okay, that's gonna be what he uses to keep me in the corner. But then I see that far H again, and I'm like, wait a minute here. I'm starting to do a little bit of math, a little bit of trigonometry, a little bit of calculus in my head, because I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, boy, that's a lot of frames on that button for whiff punishing. So I'm looking at that spacing and I'm thinking, okay, we can use this a little bit later. Far H again, just letting me know, confirming my suspicions. And then this, I'm owed a little bit of good fortune because of how the Zeta set went. I don't know how this Chaos Caliber hit the way that it did to where he couldn't get a combo, because I think I was just dead if he got the combo there. But I got put into a really weird hit state, so I just got hard knockdown. So he runs up, and I'm just mashing. I'm just like, I got a second lease on life. I'm paying it forward with interest, full principal. And I'm fighting back. 5L mash, go into the SSBA. And yeah, game 2. Sometimes it's just better to be lucky than good, man. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. But I will tell you that the good elements of the game plan, especially in the latter 2 rounds of that game 2, were 100% maintaining that same spacing that I have been mentioning the entire set, of just being able to snipe out Black Flies, and also just making those adjustments defensively so Kazunkai didn't get the easy hits that he was scoring on a mistimed spot dodge on Black Flies. Let's be real, a lot of the interactions that I lost in that first round, unforced errors, Kazunkai would have to work for if I didn't just commit errors that I didn't need to. Now we go into game 3. We are up 2-0. We are feeling fantastic. Into game 3, block the round start, 6-6M. It's all good. I swing into Black Flies, but then right here, I'm playing beautiful spacing right now. I love how I'm playing this right now. Again, once again, check this out. Black Flies, just slowly take up space behind it. This time timing the spot dodge as well. And then I catch the startup right there. I keep myself in a position to play the game. I keep myself in a position to compete. Getting that 6XM hard knockdown. Didn't get a ton off of it, but it's fine. But then again, check this out. Check this out, check this out, check this out. You see it right there, a little bit of a spoiler. You can hear how excited I am. Imagine how I felt when I saw this far H come out. I said, okay, we're playing the grounded game. Okay. Far H time, baby. Yes, I want one thing and it's disgusting. Give it to me, Far H22U. I have found the spacing. I have found my way forward. Teleports out of the corner though. But again, Far H, you let me know the spacing in that game too. I locked that in and I knew exactly where I wanted to place it, especially when we're in the corner. I'm sitting outside of that Far H range. See how I back up there? I kind of come up, walk back, and I get the whiff punish on Far L of all buttons. That's beautiful. I love that. I love that. That's just, oh. I really do think that this set was probably the best Granblue that I have played probably ever. That, not so much. That, not so much. We give and take around here. You take the good with the bad. Run up 6XH, look for that 6XM, trying to catch the spot or trying to catch the start of a Black Flies. 6XM is so goated right now, man. And I'm just catching him low the whole set. Whether it's the run up 2L or the 6XMs, I'm just knowing that I can catch him low. And right there, run up 2L. Corner, get ult TP'd. That's fine. That's fine. 5U teleport. Mash on the crossover attempt. Chaos Caliber. But nah, man, look at the spacing once again. So whether it is maintaining the spacing to punish Black Flies or to punish a normal on the ground from a Beelzebub, but I know that we're trying to play that mid-range game. I'm putting myself in beautiful spacing. The positioning throughout this whole set, just awesome. Awesome spacing that whole set. And that's how we cap off a 3-0 victory over Kazunkai and Beelzebub. I feel like I'm just really glazing myself here, but I am extremely proud of that 3-game set that I played up against a very strong player in a matchup that I don't necessarily think is great. So many key adjustments, great awareness throughout the entire set that really showcased a lot of improvement in a variety of aspects that I've been working on in this game, and honestly fighting games in general. Very proud of this. Very proud of this set. After that last set, I would win in losers quarterfinals to secure a top 4 finish. Ultimately, I ran out of gas and lost in losers semifinals after switching to Zoe because I didn't feel I had the energy to play the Vira mirror against CharChar again. He also went Luane, and I am terrible against that character right now, so that'll be something to work on going forward. But for now, that'll do it for today's review. What we looked at today showcased a lot of strides I've made as a player in this game. Being able to have confidence in my game plans headed into the set while also making proper and timely adjustments has been something I've actively been working on, and it was really validating to see it realized during a tournament run like this. It's also a huge confidence booster to be able to point to runs like these and tell myself that I can compete with great players. Honestly, that confidence in my ability as a player has been a thorn in my side throughout my fighting game career, but more experiences like these and other big wins have given me a little more belief in myself that I should use when I'm feeling down on myself. If you're somebody who is in the middle of their own fighting game journey, trying to get better, I sincerely hope videos like these can inspire you to keep going and make it happen for yourself. I mean, after all, I'm just a commentator who plays a bunch of games after getting off from work. So if I can beat major top 8 finalists and world champions of their respective games, you can accomplish what you put your mind to as well. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. It helps this channel a bunch. This year, I've got the goal of getting this channel to monetization status. It would be a big help in being able to keep sharing videos like these as well as music, so all of you watching, liking, listening, subscribing, and sharing can really help make that happen. For now though, I've been Zamir Zoma Stills, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy, y'all.